All right, all right, all right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back or welcome to Orange County's very own. I'm your host, Makai Louie, and I am pleased to introduce my man, Mr. Fully. Welcome, welcome.
Blessings and waves, bro.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
already
sir.
know.
Man, really excited. We got a great episode for you guys tonight. This is episode 6. We're going to go through the typical announcements and social shout-outs, so we're going to go ahead and get through that right now. As always, if this is your first time here, please go back, check out the page. We're on YouTube right now. All the other 5 episodes are live if you want to go check them out. That's at Orange County's very own, completely spelt out. And on Instagram, it's the same thing. My personal is at Makai_Louie. You can check out my personal there as well. And then go ahead and plug it up, man.
Mayor of OC, you already know.
Yes,
everything
sir.
is on there. The life, the myth, the legend.
I love it. Let's go. Let's go. So at Mayor of OC, you can check him out there. And then you've got some great stuff going on, man. I'm excited to bring you on. You know, got a lot of respect
I
for the hustle.
love your name, OC's very own.
Oh, I know.
It reminds me of October's very own.
I
If
know.
you're a Drizzy
I said the
fan,
same thing before.
if you're a Drizzy fan, I just messed up because I'm a real one.
Oh, for
OC's
real.
very own. Tap in with them, man. These
Yes.
guys are shifting culture out here, bro. I
Thank
saw
you,
you
bro.
guys like a year ago. And I was like, man, I really want to work with them. I love the branding. I
Yes.
love the orange and the black. It's fire.
Yes, thank you, bro. Thank you. It's all God.
I give
man.
plugs, you know what I mean?
Yes. That's what it's all about, man. Big synergy over here, man.
Right.
Big synergy. Well, we're going to be talking tonight about the journey of my guy over here, Mr. Fully. The things that he's got going on right now in Orange County's culture. Big moves. Just an authentic guy and, you know, someone that I'm respecting and looking forward to continue collabing with, man. Some things that we're missing just in life in general, just having really good, authentic people around. And so excited to talk with you. And we're going to hop right into it, man. So I guess really just to start, man, you know, talk to us about your journey of just your life, you know. Obviously, we could sit here probably for hours.
The abridged.
Literally. And we've had a call before this, so, you know, we can literally talk
one of the
for hours.
first, like, interviewers to, like, really, like, ask me, like, who I was beyond, like, like the waves that they see on the gram.
Yeah, man.
Man. I'm just a kid from Fullerton,
Juice County.
Juice County. You know what I mean? Family brought him here. You know, was able to get into the music scene because shout out my pops. You know, he did gospel music. Gospel choirs like the ones we see with Ye, he was doing that like with no, like, you know what I mean, no camera, no videographer, like 40-50 person choirs. And
That's a vibe,
so started
man.
from church, then went into school, went to Richmond School, then I went to Ladera Vista. That was an art school, did choir there, art scene there, ASB.
And not to cut you off really quick, but something that is totally God, man, is like the similarities we've had, like journeys wise, just like arts, choir, singing. Both our pops sing. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't write.
Literally,
this,
you would have thought we were the same guy. If you
But, like, for
blinked
real.
in, you missed it.
No, that's awesome.
But
So ASB, big time, big time.
all the way through, and then got to college, did choir all 4 years, and
in college.
In college,
That's right.
Yeah, did men's course, and then
So sick, dude.
started my band, 2009, so right after high school, which kind of led me to like doing really great stuff in the gospel and alternative space. Met like a lot of cool celebrities, met a lot of cool people. We were just doing church gigs.
Yeah.
When church gigging was a thing during
That's
that
so
era.
sick,
And
Yeah,
then you know, as all good things, bands break up, people get older.
Mm-hmm.
And then just evolved into I did after that season, went into 2017, and that's when I really found my sound, and the album was called OJ and Waves, Orange Juice and Waves.
That's right.
Because I would always say major waves all the time.
Right,
so
right.
like I was really always big into that. And then from there,
That's awesome.
2019, Orange Collective emerged and went crazy, and then we made Weekends and Waves.
So talk about Orange Collective. really
Yeah,
quick.
yeah, yeah.
And then one thing I didn't say in my intro of Mr. Fully, you know, entrepreneur, artist, just does a lot of great things, man. You know, following your passions. I mean, that's one thing I respect about a lot of people, and the people that I'll bring onto this show
Yeah,
is
man.
people that are doing things that are outside the norm, but also that are very purposeful to who they are, their actual DNA, their authentic self, what they actually like to do, and taking that leap, because it takes a lot of courage and confidence.
Yeah, man,
to do
you gotta
things like
you gotta
that.
like walk in as yourself and be yourself. And a lot of people told me, focus on one thing, and I was like, but I want to do everything.
Yeah. Amen.
Which is crazy.
That's what they say.
That's
is
what they
crazy.
say is crazy, but like literally, like
Shaquille O'Neal says it's not.
right.
Literally.
You miss, like, what do they say? 100% of the shots you don't take. So,
Yeah.
I
agree,
just
man.
agreed. I just was that crazy and that ambitious to just
Yeah.
do it all.
It's awesome. Man. It's awesome.
And take the leap. Just don't be afraid to take the leap. But
No doubt. So
yeah,
Orange Collective.
Yeah, Orange Collective. Orange Collective. I invented it with God and my boy Matt. Shout out Matt, my boy from college.
Shout out Matt.
Who
Wherever you at.
Who saw the genius in Lake Forest, probably
Hey.
twitching or gaming.
Hey, let me
or
go,
doing
fellow streamer. Let's
the
go.
things that you do.
That's sick.
And you found, my boy Matt. We started. I'll get into that later.
Okay.
But me and him were just vibing, and I was like, bro, we should make something like for magazines, for pods, for artists, for creatives, and we called it the Orange Collective. So there's a caveat to this.
All right,
Like Gary Vee says, just because it's a great idea doesn't mean it happens overnight.
No.
I brought everybody to Denny's, and everybody hated the idea.
What?
I'm like, we're gonna be the house, and I can like pitch it to brands, and we can get paid.
Yeah.
They're like, bro, no, because at that time, coincidentally, the band's name was Authentic People. It's crazy that you were saying being authentic.
I love it.
It's God's in
Synergy, bro. Synergy.
so,
look it up. If you don't know what that means, go look it up.
Yes, look up synergy. Because that's what we're doing. So, yeah, like that happened.
It was hating on it.
And yeah, people were like, nah, bro, Authentic People's going to absorb us. It's crazy, blah, blah, blah. And only one or two people were like, bro, that's a genius idea. And then, so we were like, bro, we're going to do it. And we're like, let's shelf it. It's too big of an idea. And so, literally, 2019 comes.
Yeah.
Or 2018, I have like this transition because I was doing a lot of high-end club, like, promotions and marketing. Time Nightclub at that time, Avenue was popping.
Nice.
The Fifth, like all these high-end venues, Foundation Room,
Yeah.
people know these venues.
Yeah, yeah.
And like I
no
was
doubt.
like just killing it. Celebrities would come out taking pictures, just being the host for the Moses. And this guy from Hollywood was like, "Bro, is this you?" And I was like, "What do you mean? I'm the guy. Like, what? I'm getting like people are clapping for me. Like I'm like, what are you talking about? I sit in the Veep section."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Are you just a club promoter?" And like I realized I was just like, bro, like where do I want to lead people here every single week? Like where am I leading people to? Like if I'm influencing people, what am I influencing?
That's an
them to
amazing question to ask yourself.
be? And I was like, no, I'm a connector. That's my superpower.
Yeah.
And so I stopped that, and God was just taking me somewhere, and that's when I inadvertently kind of met all the Orange Collective before it even started. Like Zamir, had a phone call with him for like an hour randomly. Heard of Wim.
Gotta love those.
Wim was like in the crowd next to me, and he was just like, "Bro, we could do way much better than that." and like all the other people that were there, like we just had like a vibe. And so, like I was on the phone coincidentally with Zamir, who was my prayer partner for a long time. He was just like, "Bro, let's call it the Orange Collective." Never talked to this guy about it.
Really?
Yes. And I was like, okay, God's saying it's the Orange Collective.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro,
sick.
I invented it. Like, it already existed.
Yeah.
And, like, just goes to show you put those visions and dreams on the shelf. Eventually, it's gonna happen.
No, I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
So because like you know how handles work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So did you cop a handle at that time? Like when everyone was like, no.
No.
Wow.
So it was God
and
that it was still open.
Oh my gosh. We love to see that, bro.
It was like he was like saving it for like
100%.
Because I wasn't ready, bro. I was addicted. I'll say wholeheartedly on here. I was addicted to the applause. I was addicted to being the guy and all those things that come with it.
Right.
But was it healthy? Because if everything that goes up must come down. It was. We're bringing 100-person people, 200 people to the venue every time.
Yeah.
That goes to your ego.
Yeah.
And then so it started to be like my self-worth was reliant
Yeah,
on
totally.
that high as well.
Yeah,
That would
platform
happen.
you're
That
on.
platform that I was on.
Totally.
You know, and so yeah. So long story short, we did a song called Juice Sound. Did a crazy press tour. Then we did Weekends and Waves. So that was like Loki, like almost the part 2 to like OJ and Waves.
Okay.
And then we did some crazy shows.
And all this stuff still out? Like,
yeah.
Where can people find it if they want to go check it
Spotify,
out?
Orange Collective.
Awesome.
We took a lot of stuff down. Now you'll probably see the mood playlist that we did, and Coast Boys, which is the recent album, which is like, I feel like encapsulates really where like our sound is right
Beautiful.
now. You know?
Beautiful. Go check it out. Go support the boy for sure.
Yeah, it definitely is a vibe. It definitely is a soundtrack to like if you go into to the beach and but what started that whole trend of us really wanting to like be married to that. Obviously, I love the waves and the beach. I talk about all the time.
Yeah.
Me and Wim did a song called PCH. And we just knew, like, every time someone listened to it, it was just something different about that record.
That's sick.
That, like, made them happy and excited. And we have to be like, bro, please listen to it.
Right,
It was just like, bro, that PCH joint.
Yeah.
And so that, like, went crazy during the pandemic when we dropped it in summer. Then we dropped the visual.
Oh, yeah.
Which went
And respect to those that were putting in work during the pandemic.
Right.
Most definitely.
Because
We were talking about that before this.
That's all we could do because we
Yeah.
couldn't do shows. So
Right.
yeah, content is like key. If you know what I mean, for relevancy and everything. But I will say this: it's okay to like take a break because I know I'm not always the big advocate of that.
No, I feel that. That, like, for me too, like either like the taking the break or also like showing the losses, the fails that are also happening too, you know, because I mean, regardless of what you're doing, or like we see a lot of these influencers, you could say, right? A lot of the time, or influencers are just regular people. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us, and I'm guilty of it from time to time, is just showing the wins because it's easy.
It's easy to get caught up.
It's
in
very easy.
Oh,
but at the end of the day,
1,000.
by the end of the day, the only reason we're winning is because we failed.
Failed. every great winner was once a great failure. Like what that Will Smith said, like fail forward, fail often, and that's I'm a big proponent of that. Like so
No
many
doubt.
different variations of what till it finally like started sticking and working. But yeah, that's
No doubt,
where
man.
that's
No
how
doubt.
the Orange Collective kind of emerged, and it was interesting because like we prayed like all the way, like that was the difference, like with this group, even with like the gospel group. I didn't pray every
Oh,
time.
wow. Okay.
I didn't pray like we prayed like during
Right.
sessions, but like every single show praying,
Yeah.
every single meeting, every single interview,
Yeah,
and
that's
like
big time,
and these
man.
guys
That's
like,
powerful.
and
That's
everyone's not
powerful.
believers, you know, but we just knew the intention.
Right.
Once we set our intention, things like begin to manifest. Like being one of the first artists to perform.
God, you know, God's in the midst. He's in the
dude.
weaves of it all.
Yeah, dude.
No
you know
doubt.
what I mean? Like
That's beautiful.
it's you just know when it's something. Cause I always say, you know, it's God led if growth is there. You know it.
I love that.
You know if it's you.
Yeah,
if there's
yeah.
like no growth.
It's facts.
And there were so many times like I realized that, you know, like God is good. He's blessing me. When
Right,
it was
right.
like, son, I'm just like blessing you because you want it.
Mhm.
And that's like
Yeah, I'm
the
letting you
season
have
I was-
this. I'm
Yeah,
letting you have
because
this.
you want it so bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to you. So you know.
That's awesome. So, outside the artistry, you know, you obviously got what is it? What do we got here? We got Classic Gentleman.
Yeah.
So on the social side of things, right?
Yeah.
We got Classic Gentleman, which I love the idea and would love to jump into that
Yes,
because we're going
yes.
to talk about this
Yeah.
topic tonight for sure. We got Culture Clash, and then OC Mix Masters as well.
Yeah.
So you can start bottom to top to bottom.
Yeah.
Just kind of give us an idea of
I'll
like.
save the classic gent for last, and then that will segue.
They'll
into-
segue it. Yeah,
They'll
I like
segue.
it. I like it. So yeah, like how did those come to be? I mean, obviously Orange Collective kind of, you know, there was a story behind it. There's always a story.
There's always a
about
story.
movement,
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Well, I'll start at Culture Clash. Culture Clash, we felt a need before in 2000 and I want to say 15.
Oh, wow.
Before all the OC pages started like going crazy.
Right.
We were doing what they were doing, like shows, upcoming artists, like all that stuff before it was like a trend.
It was a thing.
Yeah, we're like, dude, if we're gonna do stuff for like gents culture, we need to do stuff for people that just want to party.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was throwing
So
parties.
you're kind of hitting the niche markets.
It's hitting those niche
That's
markets
smart.
and giving people that don't have a platform to perform, and also letting them be on the page and showcase new music.
That's sick.
And so we
Putting
want
people on Orange County. It's the
and
culture,
then with
man, yeah.
culture clash, like it will be different types of like music, different types of fashion. We basically wanted to be, in the long run, the complex of the town, which
Gotcha. That's
eventually will
super
happen.
cool.
And so
Yeah,
just
yeah.
everything takes time, and so it inadvertently started just growing, organically on its own. And so so that's how that kind of idea emerged, because we didn't want to be too inclusive that we weren't there for everybody.
Yeah. No, I think that's awesome, man. I think that's awesome. Essentially, almost started it. Like just kind of the trend of kind of getting for real.
Yeah.
But like getting people put on, artists, creators, whatever it was, right? It's kind of what you're saying.
And not charging.
Yeah.
It was just like, bro, just come out because like you're super dope and you're super different.
Yeah.
And we like what you do, and I think that's low-key kind of missing now. It's like because you have a wave, like I'm gonna bring you out. Yeah. It's not like always like
now that you're winning, we're gonna hit you up.
We're gonna hit you up.
Right.
But before, like, just the purity of like just the artistry, like, bro, you only have 100 followers, but dude, you're so different.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's missing in the game.
No, I think that's awesome, man. And like me and my buddy Austin, a.k.a. Cadence, like we talk about that all the time, especially like him as an artist in OC and just his come up over the last few years. And just, I mean, it's unfortunate, but there's not a lot of people out there trying to be supportive on that level, whether it's in music or, I mean, relatively anything.
Yeah, bro, I feel like because it's like,
but you find good people along the way for sure. But
people are, and I love that we're here now. Because like, people are caught up in the matrix, bro. They need to like,
straight up,
in a sense, deprogram themselves and reprogram, because the programming is like messed up. Yeah. I'm not saying in every space, but like you gotta like hop out of that, like out of that matrix, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like are your thoughts really your thoughts, or like
where's it coming from?
Are you being like like we said, led to or influenced to be like, that's dope? Yeah. Because all these other 100 people, 1,000 people said that's dope. Is that really dope? Do you really like it?
The herd of sheep.
Right. No or doubt. Are you like, or is that intrinsically, do you love what that is? And like, I think getting back to that is like some of the most hardest like inner work that you have to do.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Where's your influence coming from? Are you auditing it? Are you really looking at yourself and figuring out, okay, like you said, are these thoughts my thoughts? Are the words that are coming from my mouth, are these my actual words?
Bro, I ask myself
what am I doing? Yeah, we have to.
I ask myself that all the time.
As we grow older too, I mean, it's I feel like it just gets more important as time goes on. We have more influence from experiences, from people we've met, right? Like it continues to build, whether we're trying or not. Life is happening. Yeah, bro. So the influence is happening.
There is a responsibility that you have, like, as being influential, and that's why I say, like, I just don't want to show people just like, oh, he just does music, man, and that's like dope, because like after the music like stops, you got to go home. You have to deal with like real life. There's suicidal thoughts. There's depression. You know what I mean? There's moments that you don't feel like you're of value, and like that's the part that I like you eventually have to deal with. So in the process, that's what I want to lead you to, not just to like the stages and the clothes and the money and the cars. Like, you have to know that part, and like people are they're
being a human, like
they're
evolving too.
Bro. They're basing their self-esteem on this projectile life that like so many people can barely live up to,
and that's not meant to be. Not meant to, bro. And I feel like that's really it, like, because I've dealt with it too. I feel like a lot of people do, especially with nowadays social media is so easy. Like
comparison, bro.
100%. It's immediate. It's instant now. Yep. The gratification of it too, of just popping it open, like almost the immediate.
It's a drug, bro.
Yes, and it's just constant. And like one of the things that I did was, bro, I had to filter my entire social, everything. I mean,
that's a great way.
I spent months filtering it. I'm talking on every social platform that I have, like every facet. My demons.
So you curated.
Yeah, curated. What do I want to be influenced by? Stopped watching porn. Stopped following these specific accounts. Like you name it. Like anything that was going to influence me away from who God has wanted Makai to be, or who He wants me to be. filter it.
And the most boldest thing, man, I feel like is what you did was like facing your demons. And I know like it's like I hate when words like I hate when things and like sometimes
They stick.
Yeah, they stick, and then like not even that. Like now, like bro, I faced my demons or certain like the cliches now are cool. Like they're trend worthy now.
Totally.
Like bro,
didn't start out.
It wasn't, bro. It was like you have demons, bro. You got problems, man. Now it's like, bro, it's demon time.
We gotta take you to church, bro. We gotta take you to church
to deal with this. Now it's like, bro, yeah, I had to face my demons, but it's like really, bro, like. Especially like with the pandemic, and especially like even this season and like bro, really having in the Bible, and I was telling somebody this, like just in life, I'm noticing like you really gotta leave the city sometimes, and the city could be in your mind to go to the mountain, to like really hear from like God, universe, source, whatever that is for you, to like really get back to like the path. Because like
a lot of noise out here, bro.
There's
a lot of distractions.
Many distractions.
I really love that though. I mean, in my experience, and I'm sure you've experienced the same too, of taking that time. This time, like we were saying, like we're recharging, taking that time. Like I'm a huge advocate for it, dude. Huge. We all need that recharge. We need, like, regardless of what your personality type is, right? There's a lot behind personalities, and some individuals that can thrive on never taking a break.
Right.
Like Gary Vee, man, he still takes breaks though.
Right.
Like you have to. You got to take time to reflect on yourself, your life, the things that are going on. Put yourself in a position where you're present because of all the noise and distraction. Like depending on where you're living at too. I mean, you're in Orange County, you're in LA, you're in Nevada, you're in Arizona. I mean, these places there's high traffic,
Europe,
there's high volume.
New York,
Europe, I mean, we're talking in the States, internationally too. Like the pace of life, guys, is just continuing to speed up.
And the crazy part, though, bro, that you're like, that I love that you're saying, and I even feel like this interview is so dope for it. Like, you're taking your power back. Yes. Because we give our power away to so many different things, and we don't even know it.
Right.
And by like taking your power back and like reclaiming your time,
it's
like the most powerful thing to do.
Yeah, and that's so awesome that you talked about that too, because we're gonna be touching on that too, just about men and it could go for women as well, as just understanding your value as a human, when it comes to like what you're dispersing to other people, the energy you give to certain people that may not necessarily deserve that, through their actions and things that they've done to you. And that's just one example. There's a plethora of examples that could be out there.
There's a lot of energy, like vampires.
Oh my God. That's the word. I call them energy suckers, but they're the energy vampires.
There's a lot of energy vamps, bro, that's just like, and you'll notice it, because it's like, you never hear from them, but like, let a big opportunity, or let a big moment happen, right?
Yeah.
Bro,
or they witness.
I was always there for you, bro. Like, I knew you was gonna win. I knew you were gonna, and it's like, man, and you learn in time to be like, thank you, bless you, blah blah blah. Yeah. But you're like, you weren't really like there though.
And like that was crazy. Like that's a toxic way, right? That's a toxic thing going on there. And then you have the other side. It's like you got people watching you, watching your moves, and every time one little thing happens, like, what's going on with this? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Like, so the energy that it's diverse. Unfortunately,
dude,
it's diverse.
That's so crazy, because it brings up the fact of, like, yes, you need that, and validation, but then it goes back to like, even if that doesn't happen, if we really are like the cool word right now, self-love, if we're really walking in like self-love and all like that jazz, and it's not just like a cliche word,
right?
And you're really experiencing that should not even like matter. No. Like, you know what I mean? But it's like at a very big level, and it goes back to like what you were saying, as human beings innately, we like that energy either way. Totally
drawn to it for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. That's good stuff. Well, to segue from there.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
you just let it flow. You're already there.
Yeah, because like we're already at I want to kind of switch it back to you. That's why we're here. You feel me?
Yeah.
But going back to the Gentlemen's Club, and what kind of segue?
Yeah, man. That was I love
this concept, by the way.
Thank you.
I was a president of a fraternity. You know, was rocking with 100 dudes, and you know, you try to set a culture as a gentleman to be a real man in a society that is.
It's not cool.
Kind of mixed up right now.
It's not really cool. The
persona of a man is just blemished big time.
I was telling somebody, it's amazing because like, don't get me wrong, like there's a career off of being toxic. You can have a career off of being toxic now.
Ridiculous.
In music and anywhere, and there's a space for it. And I was telling somebody, it's amazing that chivalry, like words like that, aren't as hyped as like, oh, you're being toxic.
Yeah.
When did like switch, right? Like
like
dating
shows like, oh, he's toxic. Like it's I like that.
You know what I mean?
What?
But it's I
don't like you.
But you think about it, it's always kind of low key been that way. It's always been that way. When you've had like when we were kids, right? The poem guy and the bad guy, the bad boy, right? The guy that would write poems for the chick, right? And then the bad guy with like the leather jacket. That was like the image, right? That they used to do. Oh yeah. And when we were kids, and it's like, oh, society taught us that, like, in a sense, like, you know, Danny from Greece, right? He got the girl, and the nerdy guy, the prep guy, didn't win. They didn't win. And so it's like the nice guys finish last syndrome kind of goes. But
yes.
You know,
like it became a motto, straight up.
Right.
Looping it back in, you know, we got classic gentlemen.
Yeah. And
we kind of touch on this and kind of the journey of classic gentlemen, the idea behind it.
Yeah.
What you're doing now with it and what you've done before, and just kind of loop that in.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna get into this topic pretty heavy right now.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my boy Matt again. I was on campus, dressing fly, like in Hawaiian shirts and briefcases and then blazers and you know the Orange County look. Yeah. And he's like, bro, like, why are you dressed like that? Why are you wearing that? I was like, well, my dad said, like, you dress for the job you want, not the job you have. And so it just kind of evolved. And we were like, I was that guy on campus because everybody knew me. I would do events and all that different stuff. And
you were in leadership.
I was in leadership. I was in ASI. Yeah. We were on AICA, Association for Intercultural Awareness. He had a club, and I was president of my club. And we first did an event together.
Okay.
I promoted the event.
This is Matt?
Yeah, this is Matt.
Okay.
I promoted the event, and then he put on the event. It's like kind of like what we do now.
Right.
We did that and went crazy. Did crazy numbers and like 600 people, 800 people during finals week. So it was insane that
cool.
You know what I mean? That we had done it, and we're like, bro, we should do something. And so we originally were gonna call the company that. It was gonna be a briefcase company.
Oh, wow.
And so from there it went to that guy, then to classic gentleman, which was like the whole classic man, Jadena and all that stuff during that time.
What was it?
I'm a classic man. That song was like during the same era that we were doing it. And then we're like,
let's see.
We were like, okay, cool. So we did, first we did like a classic gentleman movement, which was like a day, you know, of kindness. So we went through all of Fullerton and did just like random acts of kindness. Went to the barber shop, went to the Fullerton rooftop where the city of Fullerton has the Fox Theater. So we did that. And
that's super cool.
We just did a really dope day. Went to Cal State Fullerton, and then we're like, this is awesome. We should keep doing it. Actually, Fawnthorpe Bentley actually was a part of like our video that we did, which was super amazing. And from there, we're like, this is something crazy, but how are we gonna make money?
Right.
How do we monetize? And so we couldn't do the briefcases outright, so we did networking events. So we did networking events with high-end speakers or celebrities, and that went really well.
That's awesome.
For a while. And then from there, obviously to the pandemic, we did like branding and marketing as well. And then when the pandemic shifted, we were about to start a pod.
Okay.
And then from there, the pod like went online. And after the pod went online to Instagram Live, for some reason, God, the universe, Instagram gods, whatever you call it. All my
the algorithm.
The algorithm had all these like verified people checking in on my account, tapping in all these people. So we already had great relationships, but we were able to interview Stephen Smith, Malik Youssef.
Oh, wow.
Like these big titans, you know, that I grew up watching, looking at my page. And I'm like, dude, finally.
That's awesome.
You know, and so from there just kind of blew up, and then just interviewing. I was doing like two times a week, Mondays and Thursdays, and then
Oof.
it was going weekly, and then I was like, dude, I gotta chill because I gotta live life. And then we started, every bi-weekly or whatever.
Right. Kind of that.
Yeah, but it just kept growing and growing, and then we've been obviously one of our major partners is OC Justice Initiative, which we were doing like cuts for a cause. We do that for the community at Mercy House, which is awesome. And then OC Fashion Week, we work a lot with them as well.
Very cool.
Because our 3 C's is community, culture, and couture.
Couture?
Yeah.
That's sick. So, like, with Classic Gentlemen, just to give, the viewers an idea of, like, the whole meaning behind it, why you started it as well. Like, just to kind of explain that.
Yeah, we wanted to bring chivalry back because it's not, some people get it confused. They think it's like, oh, it's just because you guys dress in suits. It's like, no.
Right.
It's about the mentality. It's about someone's heart. It's about how someone carries themselves.
Love that.
Which makes them a real man for society.
Their
Whatever you do, your character defines you. Not the car you drive, not the suit you wear.
100%.
It's what's on the inside of you that reflects outwards to society.
Mm-hmm.
And we wanted to make sure that everybody got a seat at the table. And if this blazer, coincidentally, or if this meeting, or if this phone call, or if this interview can get you to the table, then we want to be that. We want to be that person to provide that opportunity.
Yeah, I really like that a lot, man. And like going back to and like to really to segue this conversation into a really big topic is just, I mean, not necessarily chivalry, I would say, but the presence of leadership in men.
Yeah.
In our culture and society
standing
nowadays.
Standing up to the plate.
100%. And me and Foley were talking about this a little bit before we hopped on here. We just feel that there's like I just explained, like there's a lack of presence within real men stepping up to the plate and abiding by that character, that authentic. And it's not like the men, like there's a stigma behind when we say men, like we're just talking about good character human beings. You could twist this any way you want to, whether it's a man or a woman, but just being good character human beings, your intentions, like where are your intentions coming from? Going back to what we were talking about earlier, where your influences are coming from that lead to where your intentions are, and the way that you treat people. We obviously, it is a very trivial time in this nation and in this world in general, and there's more, in my opinion, what I'm seeing, bro, is more people turning backs from one another rather than synergizing like we were talking about. Because at the end of the day, the ability to collaborate with one another as human beings is always going to be better than one, regardless of where your viewpoints are coming from. And it's like, the more like, to really just get straight to the point, like the more that we can really open up our minds to one another and not have it be divisive. Not us be in a world that's divisive, and what I say actually means what I have to say is what it is, and there's just a yes and a no. There's a lose and a win.
Right.
It's like, no, bro, it is a win. We need a win-win culture where everybody, regardless of what your viewpoints are, you're gonna listen to me, I'm gonna listen to you, and whether we even find a middle ground or not,
that's progress.
Yes.
I was telling somebody that, dude. I was just like, one conversation can literally change the world. It's just nobody wants to have the conversation.
Right.
And
the courage to have the actual
and I feel like you said, it's just the fear of rejection, and then no one really is listening to me, because that's what everybody wants right now, right?
Yes.
They want to be listened to. I want to be heard. I want to know that I mean something in this world, and that I'm valuable, and that I was made for a purpose.
Yes.
And so when they feel like that's being rejected, that's when like the wall of fear comes up, and like the anger and the aggression.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it's to be honest, I mean, I think it's a lack of confidence when it comes to that piece, but also I think it's a lack of it's an ignorance. There's a lack of knowledge behind the understanding. Like I was talking to you, like, bro, I want to be a better communicator at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Most definitely, that's like a huge priority for me. And for me, when I look at it, it's like before I started doing more research and putting myself in uncomfortable positions to have those types of conversations and actually put my feelings and emotions on a platform in front of somebody that I didn't really want to do, or whatever the case might be.
Right.
I had the ignorance beforehand of not understanding where, like, my approach to that conversation, that important conversation, that trivial conversation,
Right.
something that either, like, and the big part of it was listening, my ability to listen, like actually listen, where my opinion wasn't the number one, because I like to talk. That's why I got a show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Plug.
Yeah. At Orange County's very own. But no, like, for real, like.
But that's such a.
We need it so badly, and just the wisdom of to think just
such a power.
One separate lane over to just open your mind to somebody else's opinion and know that it's okay. You don't need to agree to that.
Well, what is that quote that they say?
You're a big quote man, huh?
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
I know.
I love it. No, it fires me up, dude. Trust me.
The loudest person in the room is the weakest in the room.
Dude, it's so true.
But we think, right? Society tells us, and I, because I used to be that person.
Yeah.
Where, like, bro, if I say all these different things, all my ideas, and they were valid,
yes,
and they were great, but the intention and the follow through.
Right.
You can have all these great ideas, but can you follow through with it? And I think that's one of the major things, is like having the courage of the follow through that you had to even continue and start the pod. People give up at the door of opposition.
Straight up.
We're like, oh, no one liked it, no one shared it.
Right.
I must suck.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, dude. What about, like, when you get to 100 episodes? Edison did 99 light bulbs, bro.
Yes.
To get
dude,
to the
for
one.
Real.
Can you wait 99? Moses was 75 when he got to the promised land, bro.
Dude.
Mind blowing.
And it goes right back to what we were like off pod, bro. Like
off pod.
We were just
might be a new show coming.
Yeah, like we were just talking about this, like in regard to, and like we're kind of getting off the you know, the topic of men, but honestly,
it
like,
still is inclusive.
It's
bro.
inclusive, and honestly, this is more inclusive to every viewer that's watching right now, because it's human. I mean, at the end of the day, we are humans, dude. Like regardless of your gender, who you sleep with, what you like to do. We are humans at the end of the day. And like what you were just talking about when it comes to timing and the things that you know you want to do or the things you haven't done yet. And a lot of the time, like, we get in these positions where you feel that pressure of like, man, am I being heard? Or is like what my passion feels like, or what God's telling me to do, like, is that really working?
Right.
Is the light switch actually working? Is that light bulb turning on? But it's like, at the end of the day, if you're being called to it and your DNA is screaming, and you feel more present in your life, you feel more fulfilled in your life and what you're doing, focus on that, man. And like, I'm not a guru, bro. I'm not an expert in this. I'm not an expert in anything yet. I'm a young dude, and like, I got a lot of life to live. But it's like, at the end of the day, I'm figuring out things that fulfill me, that are aligned to my DNA, the things that God has called me to be. He's called me to do in this life, and it's like but again, the main point I was gonna say real quick was like, the patience aspect, because like what I was saying to you, it's like, man, you know, I'm so thankful that God put me through the trials and tribulations that I have gone through to this day. Now that it happened the last 25 years, whatever's happened in the past, I am happy that those things have happened, whether they were wins or losses, but honestly mainly the losses, because I don't like using the word hate, but like, I would have really hated to be 70 years old, 75, 85 years old, and just learn some of the things that I've gone through and had to push through and have overcome now. That's the big one. But it's like, the only way I went through, like, being able to overcome those obstacles, bro, was keeping my head down, keeping my eyes focused on God, and going through it, facing those demons. Like, we talk about it.
Man.
But like, you have to have the courage, and you got to find it in any way that you can, but you need to find the courage and use resources, use people around you, but you have to have the courage and confidence to face those things, because the longer you hold back on doing those things, having those trivial conversations, the uncomfortable things in life that are there for you in everyone's individual situations, the more that you check off those things with intent, the more you will evolve and grow into the person that you need to be. And the longer you wait, the more you feel that the way that you're feeling right now, where you know you need to get up and go do something, but you can't go do it right now.
That's a word. That's a download, bro. And I love the way the convo's going, because I was speaking and I was talking to someone and I said, "Are you willing to be uncomfortable to become comfortable?" And it's like,
that's so good, bro.
You don't really grow when you're comfortable. Like, oh yeah, I got this, I got that, blah blah blah. But when you are in an uncomfortable place, that's when you find out who you really are. And you said something that was so powerful, that you were called. Everyone is called to something. I don't care who you are.
Who's picking up?
I don't care where you're at. You're being called to something, and it's if you decide, like you said, to answer the call.
Yes, bro.
And that goes for even as men, and I know men, we deal with it a lot. We're not able to always, I'm always in conversation.
Yeah.
We're not always able to have our voice, in fear of being canceled, in fear of saying too much, in fear of being vulnerable, and even emotional, dare I say.
Yes.
To say...
Don't cancel us.
Bro, 1,000.
No, literally.
To say, bro, I love you. To say, you know, to say even you love yourself. I was telling somebody this. Right. When's the last time you as a man told yourself that you love? You say it to your girl, your mom, your dad, your sister.
Energy disbursement.
But I dare you, men that's watching, just tell yourself in the mirror, at least once a week, I love you. It will change your life. You know how many guys told me, bro, what does that mean? I don't even know I could even do that to myself. Right. Because society is wired that we can only give it to others and not replenish ourselves. That's why so many of us feel down, depressed, no worth. I can't do it, bro. I'm too old. Because when's the last time you even said, bro, you're dope? Right. 100%. It's insane.
Yes, and it's in that, and like what you're talking about, bro. Everything you just said was so accurate, and like on an individual level, right? Like what we're talking about right now, and even man to man.
Oh, 1,000.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like you're being emotional right now, like. And again, here's my thing, like. There's a difference between being emotional and making emotional decisions. There is a huge difference between being emotional and sharing your emotion, which is being a human being. It's okay, bro. We are meant to show our emotions. I don't care what anybody says, what any big influencer says, whoever is saying anything about men not being able to share emotions or to feel emotional or to show them, to show that you cry, whatever it is, bro. But like, oh my gosh, I just blanked. What did I just say?
You were talking about it's okay to be emotional, and you don't care what anyone says, that you can share emotions with others.
Yeah. I mean, just at the end of the day, it's like the emotional decisions, you know, that's a whole nother... I could talk about making emotional decisions or not making emotional decisions. It's all individual. It's all specific. But there is a difference between those. And at the end of the day, regardless of it, it's just like what we're trying to say here is like, men, we need leaders. Women, we need leaders. We need people who are being authentic human beings in society, who are producing love, taking away the toxicity within the actions, the behaviors, the thought processes, even down to the granular of the thought. Like guys, we need each other more than we know. We need ourselves more than we know, and we need each other more than we know. Right now, it is the most pivotal time in history, guys. Like, we are literally living within one of the most pivotal times in human life. And right now, we need each other more than anything. And the ability, like I said earlier, to be able to open up our minds to other people's opinions and open it up to other people's emotions, other people's perspectives, and like just being open to each other. Like, stop being weirdos, please. Please stop being weirdos. We just need people to be themselves. Chase after your passions. Get away from the toxicity. Audit yourself. Do things that are going to elevate your life. Surround yourself with people that are going to elevate your life. And, you know, influence yourself with the right things, man. I mean,
they said something so powerful right now. Maybe it's a season of focusing on you and elevating you so you can be the best version for others around you.
Say that again, bro.
Maybe it's just a season of time for you to focus on you and bettering you so that you can be better for everyone around you. We can't fill from
Amen,
empty
bro.
cups. I'm preaching to myself right now.
Yeah,
As a
bro.
person that's always taking care of others,
Yeah.
I realized that I was pouring for a long while from an empty cup because I'm a big, like you said, fraternity, brotherhood,
Leader.
and
Leader.
leader,
Yeah.
and wanting everyone else to be okay. But in
Yes.
lieu of that, you start to have, I want to say, what J. Cole talks about is survivor's guilt, and when someone
Yeah.
leaves and abandonment issues,
Right.
and so it becomes like a protective layer by the more brothers you have around.
Right.
But the power really comes in when you're by yourself.
Yes.
Because
The
all
work-
you
the
ever
work
need,
we
the
do.
real work
It's
happens
the
by
real
yourself.
work, guys, and like what he just said was on. I don't remember what episode it is, but I had a full episode on this.
It's crazy.
It is about how important, like, literally how important it is for you to put the work in, for you to be able to do the things that you do on a daily basis, for you to be able to be a giving individual, for you to be able to produce and have impact in this world. If, like, I love how you said this. If you're not filling your own cup, how are you going to fill other people's cups?
Yeah.
And again, like you said earlier too, like, bro, we are called for something on this earth, and all people are different in what that calling is. But that calling requires your energy. If your energy is either, if you're allowing the energy to be sucked out of
Say
you
that, bro.
through different avenues
Come
in your
through.
life, that's just one piece. But also, like, again, just going back to it, you, like, bro, y'all that follow me, A, I love you, but B, like, you understand the growth that I've had more as of recent of the last year, and understanding that importance. Like, I got a 2-year-old son. If I'm not pouring into me, how can I pour into him the way that I need to? It can't be done.
Feeling chills. You're saying some truth right now.
It's the truth though, bro. And
Yeah.
this goes, guys. This goes for every relationship you have. This is literally down to your friend, your mother, your father, your guardian, like your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your teachers, your bosses, your partners at work, your team members, like, you name it, across the board, every relationship. You're almost doing a disservice not only to yourself but everyone around you if you're not pouring into you first. It has to be done. And so, I mean, that's like right now that's what we need, bro. We need people to do the work. We need people to do the work on themselves,
Yeah.
so that they can start being themselves.
Literally,
Literally, so they can start being themselves
Yeah, bro.
to impact this world on a big level. Guys, you have it inside of you. And like he said, you want to love yourself, go do the work. And if you're not understanding what doing the work is, go face your demons. Find the courage, bro. If it's listening to me, listening to your favorite influencer, someone that's going to give you wisdom and power to get up and face those demons that you need to take care of, whether it's physical, spiritual, mental. I mean, any aspect of your life, start somewhere. You don't need to accomplish everything today. You don't need to accomplish everything this week, this month, this year.
Oh man.
Take the time. Take today. Take tonight, wherever you're at, and just chip away. Start chipping. Start at one piece of it. If you can't do 5 things in one day, start at one thing.
Yeah.
Just do one thing a day and build it. It's compound interest. I talk about this all the time, bro. It's compound interest. The way money works. You get $1, you add another $1, that's $2. You take one task, you accomplish that task, it becomes a habit, you add number 2. Number 2 comes, you compound number 2 to number 3, number 4, number 5, and now you got a long list, and it just keeps building. And you gotta go back. You gotta go back and refresh the other ones and work on the other ones, because you know what? We're human beings. We sin, we fail, we fall on our face. But the more and more, again, that we work on ourselves and we stop trying to watch other people's lives to get influence or whatever it might be the creator of your creativity. Be the creator of your own life. Own your own life. That was it about. Having ownership over your own life so you can live your life.
Yeah, man. You hit the nail. You preaching up in here, bro. It's
It's the energy, bro. It's the synergy, bro. I'm telling you.
It's Wednesday service here, bro.
It's Orange County's very own.
You said something so powerful right now, and it was when you were talking about Rome wasn't built overnight, and
yeah.
as a workaholic,
right.
an ex-workaholic, as you will,
yeah.
You need to understand that it's brick by brick, and it's one step at a time, literally.
100%. Be patient.
Be patient with yourself.
Patience, yes.
And I feel like what you're saying in essence and everything. Why don't you fought your whole life for everybody else? Why don't you fight for you?
I love that, bro.
Like, we literally fight for everybody else.
Go to battle for yourself.
Go to battle for you.
Watch what happens. Just watch what happens. Yes, and trust me,
I'm getting freed, bro. Like,
everything we're talking about right now is what we're talking to ourselves. We're talking to ourselves. I mean, at the end of the day, a lot like when I'm saying these things, this is the self-talk I have. When I'm on the Stairmaster, this shit that's going through my head. Yeah. When I'm about to get ready to have a trivial conversation with somebody, that's what's going through my head. But these are the things that are important, man, and
this is all a part of being a better man.
Yes.
Being a better woman, being a better father, brother, sister, mother, boyfriend, girlfriend, because these are the codes to life, man.
Yeah.
That's this conversation is the codes of life, bro.
Yeah.
And a lot of people getting chills talking about they don't get to hear these codes or this frequency, bro. And that's why I'm so grateful for Orange County's very own, because you have the freedom to say these things on this type of platform.
Yeah, amen, bro. Always will, no matter what, man. No matter what. And I'm grateful that you were here, bro.
Oh, man.
I thank God that we met, for real.
Man,
you know, this is not going to be the only time.
This is not the only time you're going to see us.
No, not at all.
Stay tuned.
Most definitely, man. So, we're just going to wrap this thing up, man. Final announcement. So, in 1 week, sort of, Saturday 9/11 at the Tiki Bar in Costa Mesa, the boy K Dance is going up, man. My pops is also gonna be headlining the show as well. I'm gonna be on a few tracks. All the boys, all the homies are gonna be there. Family, everybody's gonna be there, guys.
Bring the town out.
Come through. That's KAADENZE. You can find it on cadence.com. It's through Eventbrite. Tickets are $10. Come turn up with the boys, man. It's gonna be the energy is gonna be crazy.
Mad waves.
Yeah, big waves, bro. Major waves. There it is. But yeah, come show love, man, and go follow the boy, Mr. Foley, at Mayor of OC on Instagram, and you'll see the other handles out there, the things that he's got going on. And as always, man, you can find me on my personal at Makai_Louie or at Orange County's very own on Instagram. And then on our channel at YouTube is the same thing. So keep plugging in with us, guys, man. We're going to keep talking real life and talking about things that we're going through right now. Like I said, man, the things we talk about on the show at the end of the day are things that I'm going through. Partners that come onto the show are going to be talking about are what they're going through, and the things that we're doing to continue elevating our lives and continuing to drive this culture of purpose-driven lives. So thank you for riding with us. Until next time, peace out. Love you.
Be real.